Hi folks, Jimmy from FX Charts. Thanks for tuning in this morning. It was a pretty busy session all round really today. Bernanke got the ball rolling in Asia yesterday with his speech reiterating that low interest rates are here to stay for a while. Put the dollar generally a bit under pressure, but the euro was unable to retain its gains. It got up to 135 3/4 briefly, but it sat for much of the Asian session around 135.5. Then came off heavily in Europe once Bloomberg report was released, suggesting that the ECB is prepared to use negative interest rates on overnight bank deposits. So the euro got down to 134.15 ahead of the FOMC minutes. It sat around 134 and 35 at that stage. The FOMC minutes really told us nothing new, and that low interest rates are here to stay for a while. No mention of tapering at all. So if we go and have a look at the chart here on the euro, we've got a 1 hour chart, euro chart here. It's obviously broken the trend line that we've been watching for a while. It's broken that quite aggressively, and the indicators of now, they're all turning lower, and I suspect that we can probably see some further losses down to around this 134, the figure level, which is 61.8% of the move up. But up below there, we're going to around the previous low at 132.90, and if we get under there, then we're heading back towards 131. The 4 hour chart suggests there's a good chance. The dailies at this point are fairly neutral. The 100-day moving average is at 133 3/4, so there's going to be some reasonable support on the way down. But it does look to me as though the dollar's going to make a little bit of a comeback. Moving on to dollar yen, that's done absolutely nothing really. We're waiting for the BOJ this afternoon. No change in policies really expected, although it wouldn't surprise to see the rhetoric continue to soften the yen. For the time being though, the charts actually look to me a little bit negative, and I think there's a good chance we might break this minor rising support here, move back down to, where are we, sort of 99.50, and a break of that will go back down towards 99 the figure. I'm not sure we're going to get it down that far today, but I think dips in the longer term are probably buying opportunities, as I said before, looking for a move up to that 100.60 area, and then beyond there towards 103. Sterling, the Bank of England released its minutes. No real change, and no great difference in expectations there. The cable did eventually break 161.5. Not for long though, got up to 161.77, and it's since fallen all the way back to 161 the figure, and continues to hug this neckline really that we've been looking at for a little while now. See how that develops. These are the 1 hour chart, and the indicators are looking as though we're going to see further losses later in the day. The 4 hour is 2 point lower as well, so there's support. If I just blow that one up. There's support at where is it? So 160 and 160.5, I guess, and below there at 160 the figure. Don't think we're going to sit too far down there today, but you never know. If the euro does start to continue to lose ground, and cable takes out some stops under here, we could head a bit lower. Dollar Swiss, well, that got down to support at around 90.80 and has bounced nicely. I think we're probably headed back towards 92, and eventually I think we're going up to 92.5, but that's going to be a little bit of a while. The Aussie did it tough today. It got up to 94.47, I think it was, after Bernanke spoke yesterday. But De Bell was speaking, and he was talking the Aussie lower, hoping for a beginning of tapering, which would put the pressure under the Aussie. But we've got Glenn Stevens speaking later on today on 30 years of the float of the Aussie. So he's likely to try and kick that down. The IMF gave it a bit of a helping hand lower too today, suggested that the Aussies are elevated levels despite the economy performing reasonably well. I think we're probably heading back towards a level of 92.50, 60. Could take a while, but let me just blow that up. It could take a while, but I do think we might have built a bit of a head and shoulders formation here, as I've said before, and a neckline here would take us back down towards 90 cents. Could take a while, but I do think that rallies towards 94 are probably a bit of a sell. Much the same applies to the Kiwi, really. Every time it gets up to this level, doesn't like it, comes back off quite sharply. And I think we're probably in the process of going to look at 82. If we break under 81.90 and the 100-day moving average was at 81.75, then I think we're probably heading towards 78.5. Could take a while. Don't get too aggressively short on this, because we could see yet another bounce. But the daily charts do look to me as though this is quite a serious top here, and I think we're probably heading back down towards this level. But as I say, the 100 and the 200-day moving average are they're below, and so they'll offer support. That's about it for today. We've got the BOJ this afternoon, as I say, and then we've got the HSBC Chinese data, the manufacturing data, flash PMIs. We've got the flash PMIs out of Europe as well. So they'll be the drivers for the session. But that's about it for now. So have a good day's trading, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Cheers.